I'm incredibly excited for Deltarune. Anytime I think about it, I have to like sprint around my room with Big Shot playing, or like some Deltarune song. So I decided I wanted to mention some stuff before it comes out. Okay. 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 Okay.
Okay.
Did you know the trailer uses a sketch theme shown from the Undertale concert? The arrangement is still really early, but I created this thinking of an anime intro for the game, similar to Wild Arms. I still see it in my head when I listen to the song. The best part would have been at the end, when everyone is running up the staircase, the silhouettes of the bosses from all the chapters show up. And the knight, standing in the white door at the top of the stairs, turns around and looks at them. I'm pretty sure this means that in the release of Deltarune, we'll actually have an intro for the main menu. It's most likely just gonna be a trailer for the menu, but you never know. Already starting off at the beginning of the trailer, we can see Chris helping Soooo up in a very friendly way, which I wonder if we'll see in the next chapters as they fall into the dark world. Immediately after Chris, funnily enough, just kind of stands there staring at Rouse, which I guess doesn't really mean a ton. I don't know what I expect them to do, but I feel like this still ties into Chris not really liking Rouse that much. I do like the idea of it just being the fact that they're an edgy teenager and Rouse is a little too nice, ruining it a little bit, but it is something to think about for the rest of the game. Afterwards, the town is a lot more forward than we usually see. I almost feel like we're gonna get more customization for the town by being able to put residents out in the open where you want to talk to them. Also, this is definitely Chapter 4, judging by the Shadow Man on the left. In the part of the trailer with this little Undyne type blocking minigame, you can kind of see in the background that it has the same pattern of the Undertale fight menu. I don't know what this means, but I thought that was interesting. The rhythm game part is the most confusing part to me in this. How the fuck do you play this? Is it like a 5K where you control Chris in Rouse? Or maybe it's just Chris and it just looks that way for Rouse? Maybe it's a difficulty setting? I have no idea. I do think this was kind of teased in Chapter 2 though, with these little rhythm game platforms, but that could be a reach. Chris and Soooo definitely fell through this like church-like glass. Maybe there's no actual way to get into the church besides from the top window, and thus they fell from it. Though that usually doesn't matter because they fall into every single one of them anyway, but I'm just spitballing. Give me a break. Okay, with this last part of the trailer, I don't see anyone talking about this, but why is Chapter 3 the only one with no one shelling in it? Why is it just this TV monster? I think their name is like Tenna or something. I think this is because we're all going to be separated in Chapter 3, and they don't want us to know about that. Maybe due to this being the television Dark World, we're going to be censored from that knowledge. Almost like a certain Darkner I know of. There's also some stuff that sort of alludes to this, with the achievement of the PlayStation version of the game solved without issue. There is a theory about issue just being an anagram for Soooo, since we never really need her anyway. Why do we need her to seal the fountain? Soooo split paths with us before, so I don't see any reason for there not being a chance of her just not being with us. That being said, we will definitely have new team members. My guess being Toriel and Undyne, later with her spear blocking ability. Once again, just kind of more spitballing, but it's kind of just going to be waiting until the game comes out, because it's out in literally a week, less than a week. I do also want to mention that I think the minigames that we see in the trailer are going to be a part of a bigger practice area from Jigsaw Joe. After Chapters 3, I bet we'll see Tenna spice it up a bit. With all the practice fights and minigames, I wonder if we'll get some kind of random mode. Possibly a WarioWare type thing? There's like a 2% chance of that happening, but can you imagine it? Hell, that could happen from Tenna himself, being as an entertainment type thing. Play all these enemies or you die! Metaton style. Oh god, if that Metaton puzzle shows up, I'm gonna freak out. Okay, that's kind of about it. I just need to rant. If you guys have any other guesses, I might make a follow-up video before going through them. Also, if you aren't going to be playing Deltarune yourself, which I strongly recommend, or if you want to have someone else almost kind of playing with you, I'm going to be streaming it just an hour before it releases. You can go over to my Twitch, or maybe my TikTok live. Okay, bye-bye.